Well, the latest poll from Nanos Research for CTV News and the Globe and Mail shows the Liberals holding on to the lead in party support.
The Liberals are sitting at 43.7% support, while the Conservatives are down 2.5 points to 36.3. That gives the Liberals a lead of around 7 points. New Democrats up 2 to 10.7%.
So joining us live now for more on today's polling numbers is Nik Nanos with Nanos Research. Nik, here we are. Easter Monday. A lot has happened from Friday over the long weekend to the numbers that we're seeing today, which ended yesterday. So the Liberals have now a 7-point lead. Do you think this is a result of the debate? Are we seeing any of this influence from the advanced polling? What's your take on the numbers we're seeing today?
Well, you know, what's interesting, Jennifer, is that the Liberal support has been basically the same over the last number of days. And what we're seeing is the little bit of negative pressure on the Conservatives and the NDP being a little up coming out of the debate. Maybe that, why don't we call it the scrappy sing? In the French and the English debates kind of paid off a little. And, you know, the thing is the NDP have had a really tough election. And they're back at a level where they started. So maybe a bit like Bill Murray and Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
He's back to where he was, but, you know, still not a great score at 11% ballot support for Jagmeet Singh. Not very good.
But that's kind of what I wanted to pick up on with you, Nick, is if you look at, you know, your initial day of polling right through till today, really the numbers, they've gone up and down a little bit, but most of the top three main parties are kind of in the same zone they were in at the very beginning of this campaign, which makes you ask, is anything penetrating, or are people just like it's already baked in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at least considering where we were at the beginning of the campaign and where we were like 4 months ago, it's like a complete, topsy-turvy type of race. But I think since the election was called, it's like Mark Carney and the Liberals have been in the driver's seat. The Conservatives, you know, this goes back to what we talked about before, even at 36%, you know, they won two minority governments at 36%, right? So, but it's still, this 36 is not enough because the NDP are down and the Bloc are down. You know, the Green Party's only, at around 3% nationally. So, you know, you think of all those other parties that are down compared to 2021, it just speaks to the difficult situation it is for the Conservatives. So it's not enough to get what they did before to win. They've got to do much better. And right now, at least, Mark Carney and the Liberals still have the advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, with a week to go before Election Day, Mark Carney still has a 10-point lead when it comes to who people polled want to see as preferred prime minister. I'm curious, Nick, if you think that, you know, the Conservatives can do something, you know, win more votes in BC, or they've now shifted their strategy to focusing on affordability and the record of the federal government. Is there anything they can do to kind of turn their fortunes at this point?
Yeah, I think the lowest hanging fruit for the Conservatives would be to focus on, and then let's face it, the Liberals are at around 44% nationally. You know, before Justin Trudeau stepped down, they're at 20. So there's a lot of people there that weren't going to vote Liberal just a number of months ago. I think for the Conservatives, probably their biggest opportunity would be to focus on male Liberal voters, because, you know, the thing is that the Conservatives do better among male voters than women voters, and what they need is Liberals, some men who are voting Liberal to decide to convert or to decide to switch over to vote Conservative, right? So, you know, I think if we're thinking about niche targeting, that's basically what it comes down to. And, you know, if the Conservatives can get some men to decide that they're not going to support the Liberals and they're going to vote for the Conservatives, that would be a game changer. So, you know, that's basically the best opportunity for them in the closing days of the campaign. Because let's face it, Mark Carney got through the two debates, and he's probably just going to try to low bridge and cruise to not make a mistake or try not to make a mistake in the closing days of the campaign.
Yeah, okay, we'll watch your numbers carefully every single day. Nik Nanos from Nanos Research, always appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Bye-bye.